There's a moment that comes for almost everyone. You're 60, maybe 65. You bend down to pick something up off the floor and realize you can't get back up without help. A week later, you're holding the stair rail just to tie your shoes. Or you're carrying groceries, and halfway to the door, your grip just gives out. What if the day your body fails you is already on the calendar, and everything you're doing right now, every workout, every rep, every choice, is deciding when that day comes? Because here's the truth. Most people are training for a version of strength that evaporates the second they need it. But the 5 movements I'm about to show you, they're different. They don't just build muscle. They give your body a lifeline. 1. The Jefferson curl. Let's start with the most controversial movement, the one that breaks all the rules. For decades, we've been told, never round your spine. Always keep it neutral. Treat it like glass. And you know what that created? An entire generation of people whose spines are so rigid, so untrained, that the slightest unexpected bend breaks them. Most people train their spine like it's made of glass, but your spine's not glass, it's armor. Unless you've never forged it under pressure. The Jefferson curl looks dangerous. You're holding weight and deliberately rounding your spine, one vertebra at a time, letting gravity pull you deeper. But your spinal discs aren't fragile. They're alive. They adapt. They get stronger. The studies warning against this, most were done on cadavers, dead spines. Yours is alive. When I started doing this, lightweight, slow control, the chronic stiffness I'd carried for years just disappeared. Not from stretching, from strength in the ranges I'd been avoiding my whole life. 2. The reverse Nordic curl. Now your knees. Because if your back doesn't fail you, your knees will. Here's the question no one wants to answer. What happens the first time you slip on ice? The first time your foot misses a stair? The first time gravity throws a surprise at your knees and they have to catch you, or they don't? There's one exercise that armors your knees against that moment, and almost no one does it. The reverse Nordic curl. You kneel, you lean back, and your quads fight gravity with nothing but controlled strength through a deep, loaded stretch. No momentum, no cheating, just raw resistance. Research shows this can reduce knee pain by 40%, not through avoidance but through adaptation. This is the rep that saves you when you slip on ice, when your foot catches, when your body lurches sideways and your knee has one chance to hold. The first time I tried it, I barely made it 3 inches back. Now, my knees feel younger than they did a decade ago because I stopped protecting them and started training them. 3. The farmer's walk. Here's the brutal truth about strength. It doesn't matter if it only exists in the gym. You can squat 300 pounds on a machine, but can you carry 2 heavy bags from your car without your grip failing? Without your posture collapsing halfway there? Most people can't. That's why the farmer's walk is the one move most people skip that actually predicts your life expectancy. Grab something heavy in each hand. Stand tall. Walk. That's it. But in those 30 seconds, everything fires. Your grip, your traps, your core, your legs. All fighting to keep you upright and moving under load. Sounds dramatic? It is. But the data backs it up. Grip strength is one of the strongest predictors of longevity. Stronger grip, lower risk of heart disease, lower injury risk, longer independence. This one movement builds all of that. Because real life doesn't care about your bench press. It cares if you can hold, carry, and move when it matters. 4. The Cossack squat. Most training happens in 2 directions, up and down, forward and back. But life happens in 3 dimensions. You twist to grab something behind you. You lunge sideways to catch a falling object. You shift your weight on uneven ground. And if you've never trained those movements, that's when you get hurt. The Cossack squat fixes this. Wide stance. Shift your weight side to side. Squat deep on one leg while the other stays straight. Studies show training lateral movement can reduce fall risk by up to 50%, especially as you age. Why? Because you're teaching your body how to recover from instability, how to move in awkward positions. That moment when you slip and somehow don't fall, that's this exercise. The first time you try it, you'll feel clumsy. Your hips will feel locked. Your balance will wobble. Perfect. You just found the weak spot before life did. 5. The pull-up. Here's the final test, the one that doesn't lie. Can you lift yourself? Not with momentum, not with a swing, just raw pulling strength. The pull-up. And when body weight becomes easy, you add weight. This movement has been the universal test of strength for centuries. Military selection, astronaut training. It's honest because it's simple. And just like the farmer's walk, it predicts longevity. If you can't do one yet, start with negatives. Jump up. Lower yourself slowly, because the day you can pull your body weight over a bar is the day you prove your body still works the way it was meant to. So how do you train like this without turning your life upside down? Here's your blueprint. Just 2 to 3 times a week, you don't need a gym, just these 5 moves. Jefferson curl, 3 to 4 sets, 8 to 10 reps, lightweight, slow. Reverse Nordic, 3 to 4 sets, 6 to 8 reps, control the descent. Farmer's walk, 3 to 4 sets, 30 to 45 seconds, heavy. Cossack squat, 3 sets, 10 per side. Weighted pull-up, 3 to 4 sets, 4 to 10 reps. This isn't about aesthetics. It's about building a body that doesn't fail you when you're 70. Start where you are, progress slowly. Trust the process. But here's what haunts me. 2 people, same program, same effort, same consistency. 10 years later, one is still moving like they're 25. The other, body broken down, joints screaming, struggling with everyday tasks. Why? It's not strength. It's not age. It's not even genetics. Next time, we'll talk about the one factor that silently decides whether your body rebuilds or breaks.